Good evening, crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. It is Thursday night at 7 p.m., so if you jump on tonight, you know that you're live with us. We appreciate you hopping over to the chat room and talking with Maudie. She is over there just ready to answer any of your questions as we make our cards tonight. Maudie is my sister, for those of you that don't know us, and maybe it's your first time to hop on tonight. We do this crafting journey together, and we have so much fun. We love it. Well, make sure when you hop on, you let us know where are you? What part of the United States or Canada or the other countries, where are you? We'd love to know that. And just share with us and let us know. And also, who are you watching with tonight? Are you watching with someone, or are you by yourself watching this? If you are watching the rebroadcast, thank you so much for watching our video. We just appreciate all of our crafting friends taking time from their busy lives to share 30 minutes with us. We have a fantastic card tonight. We're actually going to make 2 cards. Now, if you bought Happiness Abound Sweet, then you also have the DSP, and you have the dies, and you have the stamp set. But if you just bought, maybe you just bought the stamp set, that's okay. We're going to show you how to make an elegant card that can be used for graduation, for birthdays, oh my goodness, for weddings. You're going to love this. But now, if you bought the DSP, the beautiful paper, well, you can go ahead and fussy cut that out if you don't have the dies. If you have the dies, you can use your dies to cut it out. So we're going to make one elegant card using the DSP and one elegant card using the stamp set. We are so excited. Hey, Mary, welcome. So happy you're joining us tonight. Hey, Glow, so happy you're with us tonight. You're watching hockey, all right. Well, crafting are your priorities, of course. Well, we just want to tell all our crafting friends, next week we will be uploading 2 videos at the same time, Tuesday at 10 and Thursday at 7. We won't be live, but oh my goodness, next week we are starting a new series called Level Up Your Techniques. And do we have a technique you are going to love? It makes the absolute beautiful background. On Tuesday, we're going to use Wisteria Wishes. Oh, you're going to go crazy about this card and this technique. So make sure that you watch next week. But also, we have Prize Patrol next week. Just in appreciation of all our crafting friends on Tuesday. Make sure you watch it, figure out how to win those prizes, and on Thursday as well. So I say, let's go ahead and head down to the crafting table and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to work with DSP. Now, remember I told you, look how beautiful this paper is. Oh my goodness, simply gorgeous. Now, in the stamp set with the dies, you get a die to cut out this big one. You get one to cut out this one that has the stem. Of course, the leaves, you're going to get one. But you can also use this die to cut out this one. And we are going to use that tonight to cut this out. It doesn't cut it out perfectly, but darn close. So you don't have to worry about it. Hey, Susan, welcome. So what I want you to do is we're just going to get out our base card, and we are going to get out a white base card. Now, this is a top fold, so this is cut a little bit different. This is 11, what is it, by 5 1/2, right? Or 4 1/4. Let me just measure that real quick for you because we don't usually do top downs, right? Okay, 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. And it makes such a beautiful card. Now, the first mat that we're going to put down is this one. Look what I did. Great tip. Go ahead, when you have a mat that you're going to use underneath, go ahead and use your punch and punch out some of the area so that you can use this double duty, right? So let's go ahead and get that laid down with some adhesive. And these cards are just so elegant. I think they're so pretty, but they're quick, but they are truly beautiful cards. Now, because I'm using the wet glue, I have just enough time to wiggle it around. And now I went ahead and I took my second mat. And remember, all our measurements will be listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com. Don't worry about taking down the measurements or worrying about the measurements. After the show, wait about an hour and go over to our website, click on my blog, and we'll have everything for you. Just enjoy chatting with Maudie tonight. That's all you have to do. Okay, so look at this. Now, this is, we ran it through an embossing folder, and it was called Scripts. They do have another embossing folder, and Maudie will go ahead and put that up in the chat room so that you can know the name of it. But look at this. We just feel that this white on this night of navy is just so elegant. So we're going to go ahead and just get some glue on this. Now we have cut out the flowers using the dies. And remember, I told you, they don't match exactly, but you will see how beautiful it looks. You do want to make sure your hands are clean when you're working with white cardstock, right? Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and stamp our message right here. So we are using this beautiful one that says, "For someone who is wonderful in each and every way." And we are going to stamp that in Night of Navy. So let's go ahead and get that stamped. And just get it right there. Stamp it right in the middle. Line it up. There we go. And look how beautiful that is. So pretty. Now, if you were to just set this down, and you know this is a tip, it would just kind of disappear, right, into the mat. So we're going to go ahead and take our dauber and just very lightly go around the edges. Now I'm looking at the chats. Hey Phyllis, thank you for joining us. We are also broadcasting over to Facebook, but a lot of times our Facebook people just hop on over to YouTube where there's more people, right? So I'm just going around the edges, just giving it a hint of color, just so that it doesn't blend in to the white mat. Oh, look at that. So pretty. Now, I am going to set this up on dimensionals because I'm going to slip my flowers behind it. So let's go ahead and just get some dimensionals on this. Now I want to keep my dimensionals on the center part of this label so that I can go ahead and tuck my flowers underneath the edges. So let's get this placed right in the center. Just going to square this up a little bit. And there we go. And now remember I told you that that punch doesn't fit this exactly, but it fits it darn close, doesn't it? So what you'll want to do is make sure if you have some edges and you don't like to fussy cut, go ahead and leave it and just put it on the cardstock color that it is. So like ours is on white, and you won't even be able to tell. So we're just going to slip this right behind this, and I'm going to go ahead and glue it down because I already have my message standing up. So we're just going to put this right here, and I'm going to bring in some of the leaves, and we can just slip that right underneath. Let's get that. Okay, we'll just go ahead and get this one. There we go. There's one, and I'm going to go ahead and do another one right up here. So pretty. Okay. Let's get this. And you know, I just think having the script behind here is just so elegant. And now we actually fussy cut these because there's not a small enough die for that, but look how cute those are. Oh my goodness. So cute. They are worth fussy cutting. Now we're going to go ahead and put this right on top. And so I'm going to glue it down right on the label. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue right there. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue down here. And just get these stuck right there. And we'll go ahead and just get one right here. Making sure that we don't go over our card. And there is the outside. Isn't that an elegant card? We really like this color. I mean, this would be perfect for happy graduation, thank you. Now let's go ahead and do the inside of our card. So we're going to go ahead and mat it. Once again, you can use your punch and you can punch that out so that you don't waste that space. We're going to go ahead and just lay it down though. You know, sometimes you just need a quick design. You have that party, you forgot to buy a card. This is a fairly quick card that is sure to impress people. Okay. You know, that is so true. And look at the dies. I mean, the dies do such a good job on those leaves. You wouldn't want to fussy cut that. Of course you could, but you don't want to, right? So we have our first card made. Very elegant. We used our DSP. We're just going to put that to the side. Now we're going to bring in our cardstock and we are going to stamp our paper. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and get this laid down. We are using gorgeous Grape. We are coming in with some beautiful grape colored flowers. We're going to stamp those. Now this one is a little different. It's going to be a landscape card. Hey Dawn, welcome. And Pat, happy Mother's Day. All right, we will not see you and we want to wish all our crafting friends a happy Mother's Day. Absolutely, a special, special day. So now we are going to just get our black ink and we are using waterproof dye because we're going to do a little bit of watercoloring. It's fun. We like to do this and it is so easy. You know, for people who don't like to use their blends, oh my goodness, you will love doing this. So what we did is we cut a strip of paper 1 inch and we put a little bit of tape on the back of this and we are just going to line this up right in the center. And I'm just going to eyeball it just a little bit right there. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line. You could go ahead and stamp on this, like you can see we stamped on this, but you're not going to get close to this edge. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and just draw a line. Tells me where to put my other strip that I will be using as decoration and where to stamp. So now I know exactly where to stamp. So I'm going to bring in this beautiful flower and we are simply going to use our waterproof ink because we are going to watercolor a little bit, but it's so easy. So I'm just going to make sure we have it right there. Let's just stamp it off again. There we go. And we are going to stamp in just a little bit. Just going to include this right there, stamp it. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp the other one about the same height. And then we'll put one right in the middle and we will come back with our leaves. Now something else you could do, we did cut a mat. You could cut a mat if you're using this big flower. That's an excellent tip, but you don't have to. use a matte. You know, not on these small ones. So now we're going to go ahead and stamp these below. You want to give yourself enough of the flower that's coming past this line. So we'll go ahead, and anything right in this area we won't see, so you don't have to worry about that. Go ahead and just stamp it. And pick it up on the other side. Okay, and now we're going to bring in some leaves. And here are our leaves. So just go ahead, I want to make sure we have enough ink on there. And just put some leaves, different places. Okay, and then we'll come back in very quickly and color this with our water pen. And it is quite beautiful. But this is using the same set, just a different technique. Go ahead and get that. And let's do one more. Okay. Right now it doesn't look like much, but now we are going to do some magic. We are going to bring in our 3 inks. We have Gorgeous Grape, Crushed Curry, and Old Olive. And we're going to bring in our water pen and this acrylic block, because you know a lot of people take their ink, their ink pad, and they squish it and they open it up, but I don't like this to be dirty, so this is what I do. I just go ahead and put it right on the edge of my acrylic block, and that way I don't have to worry about it. Bring in my ink, my water pen, and just put a little bit of water. Now, the more water you put, the lighter it will be. So we're just going to come in and go over this. And remember, this is watercolor, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to put just a hint of yellow right in the center, even though these are, you know, beautiful flowers. I just love the yellow right in the center. So we're just going to go over this very quickly. And you can see that it doesn't take much time to make a beautiful flower. Just get this colored. And I really like using the acrylic block more than the ink pad. I don't like doing that. It's a little messy for me. And we'll just go over. Now, it is very important the ink that you use. And like I showed you, the ink that we are using is waterproof ink. That way you don't have to worry about it bleeding into your water pen when you rake it over it, right? Just kind of stays where it needs to stay. Okay. Just, we have a little bit more. I think we're going to just barely get it. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to take just a little bit of water here, rinse that out, make sure that it's clean. And I'm going to open up my crushed curry, and I'm just going to use it on the other side right here. And just barely put a little bit of water and bring it right into the center. I don't know, I just think it pops. So we'll get that. Does anyone have any plans for Mother's Day? You doing something special? I bet you're being taken out for dinner. My goodness. Okay, so now we are going to take this, wipe it off. That's all you have to do. And we're going to bring in the green and do the same thing. Just put it right on the acrylic block. Put a little bit of water with it. And there we have it. We'll just go over our leaves very quickly. Okay. And once again, you know, we're just very lightly going over it, but oh my goodness, this is such a pretty card. Doesn't take long at all to do, and it's so elegant, you know. And that's what we're all about tonight. A quick, easy, elegant card that you can create. Okay. Let's make sure I got everything. I think I did. I'm going to put this to the side and just put this to the side as well. And now we're going to bring in our card. And remember, this is a landscape card, so it's going to go this way. And we are simply going to add this to the top of our card with some adhesive. Now, we didn't use much water, so you don't have to use watercolor paper. This was just regular cardstock. And just get that laid down. Push it down. And now we have cut 2 strips. This strip is going to go from the purple to the purple to give us that consistency. So we're going to line that up right where we had our line. And just go ahead and glue that right on top. Okay, there we go. You can line it up. I'm going to bring it down just a little, just a minute. Just a tad bit, right there. It's hard to see with that purple, okay? There we go. And now we're going to take this one and stamp our sentiment before we put anything. Oh, Mobile, Alabama. Oh, that's, 200 miles. That is wonderful, though. Now, we're going to go ahead and stamp this congratulations. And I think we'll go ahead and stamp it with the black. It's always fun to be with family. Always. Now, we're going to just line this up and stamp. Oh my goodness, look at that. How pretty is that? Now we'll just go ahead and adhere this right to the front. And notice what we did. We left a little border right here so it looks as if that border continues down. So let's go ahead and just lay this down. And make sure you center it. Okay. And we are going to bring in some of these beautiful glossy dots to add to it, to the front. So let's go ahead and get our, take your pick tool, the rubber end, and go ahead and I want to put 4 dots on either side. Just to make it look like it has some brads on it. I like that. Okay. Oh, look at that. Such an easy card. But, you know, really makes a statement, right? Now let's go ahead and decorate the inside. We like to double mat because it really just adds to the elegance of a card. And so we just go ahead and double mat it. You can stamp another sentiment on the inside. You can stamp some flowers. But let's get this laid down. And we're almost done. Hope you're staying with us because we have 2 more cards to show you where we use the DSP. Thank you so much, Carol. And we would sure appreciate a like, share, and a subscribe. We just appreciate y'all so much. Okay, now let's look at this. Let me see. Okay, now here's the DSP. Let me show you 2 more cards that we use DSP with. Look at that. We used a different color. We used the dies to cut it out. You didn't have to fussy cut this. And then we use this label from another stamp set, a note of thanks. And look at that, we added the flower to the bottom. Such an elegant card. Now, can you see that we also embossed this? So pretty. You know, embossing really adds to the beauty of a card. Don't you think so? This is the 2nd year with the, oh, Pat, I'm so sorry about that. Marty and I certainly understand that. And it's so wonderful that you have your brother. That is so wonderful. Now look at this card. This card we use the Subtles embossing on. Look at that. We cut out, use the DSP, cut out this, fussy cut those are the cutest little flowers. And then look at this beautiful label right here. Oh my goodness. Just 2 more ways that you can cut out the DSP to make an elegant card. What do you think about those? Oh my goodness. We love those cards. Let us know your thoughts, and below after the video, if you're watching the rebroadcast, let us know your thoughts. We would love to know. Okay, crafting friends, what do you think about these elegant cards? We love these elegant cards, and what we like so much about them is you can use DSP or you can stamp, and you can use that water pen. Very easy. You can go back and watch how I did it. It's so easy. You don't have to give a lot of thought. Just mix a little water with it and you are off to a beautiful card. Now I want to remind you, next week, make sure that you tune in 10 o'clock on Tuesday, 7 o'clock on Thursday. We have a new series, Level Up Your Technique. And I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. You are going to love this technique. And the card is, oh my gosh, so pretty. In fact, it's kind of back here. I'm not going to let you see it, but the card that we made is behind me. So you'll just have to wait. These would be wonderful Mother's Day cards. We want you all to go out and have a wonderful weekend, a blessed Mother's Day. Spend time with your family and friends. Know that we will be thinking about you. And once again, just thank you so much for spending your time with us. We appreciate all our crafting friends. Go out and make Friday a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.